Protector of Kunlun, the legendary Iron Fist, is a melee DPS in Marvel Rivals. Iron Fist is a brawling tank shredder that does high percent HP damage with most of his attacks and is very mobile and able to get around the battlefield effectively. He has really good options to gain himself a lot of bonus health and can be really hard to take down if he's played effectively. He can be taken down rather easily if he's able to get CC'd. But if you have good timing on your abilities, you should be able to stop any kind of lockdown from affecting you and melt into your enemy team. If at any point during this guide you're finding it rather useful, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you want to see more guides, hit subscribe. Jeet Kune is his basic attack. This is a 5-click attack that does 6 different points of damage. A jab, then jab cross, downward strike, knee, and then a final strong strike that does a knockback. If you at any time you're within 5 meters of a target, it's going to get this yellow indicator on it. When the yellow indicator exists, if he uses his basic attack, he's going to dash to that target. This helps him close the distance on targets and allows him to continue striking people even as they're moving away. What this means is, even if he's against a flying target, as long as he can keep his cursor on the target and continue attacking them, he will stay airborne, constantly dashing to them and dealing that damage. If you cannot get more than 5 meters away from him, you're not going to be able to escape his onslaught. His secondary ability is Dragon's Defense. When activated for 2 seconds, he is going to begin a defensive pose. Any attacks against him during this time is going to be reduced significantly and give him a big boost of bonus health. This stops all forms of damage and crowd control and can be used to quickly stop any ability that's coming at you. After Dragon's Defense ends, his basic attack changes. Yat Jee Chung Kuen is what it becomes. This is a rapid attack of multiple punches, which does a strike of regular damage as well as a percentage of the target's maximum health in each of the strikes. As long as you keep your cursor on the target, you'll do a continuous flurry of punches on them. If you ever leave their immediate range, you'll do one additional large strike on them, dashing towards them, and then continue on with that series of punches. There's an indicator around your cursor that shows how long you're going to be in this rapid punch mode, so you can be able to track that and know when you're going to go back to your regular strikes. This is really the ability that makes Iron Fist a tank shredder. He does so much damage to targets that have high health. A lot of the Iron Fist playstyle revolves around trying to utilize this ability effectively. When Dragon Defense is on cooldown and he's no longer doing his rapid punches, his basic attacks reduces the cooldown on his Dragon's Defense by 1 second per punch. This can get you back up to your defensive state quickly if you're in a panic mode that you need some defenses. Getting your basic attacks off on targets while it's on cooldown, activating the defense to get you a decent chunk of bonus health, and then unleashing on targets with those rapid punches to quickly melt into enemies. His left shift ability, Kunlun Kick, is about a 12-meter dash and then AoE double kick that knocks targets up and then backwards. This means you can activate this ability from about 15 meters away, dash to a target and double hit them, and now they're going to be in range of your basic attack dash. This is also just a generally useful mobility tool, and if you need to quickly escape damage, you can turn away from enemies and dash yourself out of line of sight. The amount of damage the Kunlun Kick does increases based off how much health the target's missing, so it's also a really powerful finisher in addition to its good engage mechanics. It can easily be used to either get you into combat or allow you to finish it. Iron Fist's other way to easily engage into combat is his quadruple jump. He can jump up to 4 times, getting a dash of movement speed with each of those different jumps. This lets you close a lot of distance rather quickly and can get you right in on top of enemies to be able to start unleashing your combo. He also has an increased speed wall run. If you've jumped nearby a wall and activate your jump ability again, you'll begin wall running. This wall run slowly raises you up and forces you to move in the direction that you're facing when activated. If you get really good at this character, you're able to use this to traverse the map rather quickly, using a combination of your quadruple jump and wall runs to be able to move around a map effectively and get to locations enemies aren't ready for you. His E ability, Harmony Recovery, is a channeled self-heal as well as boost of bonus health once maximum health is achieved. This can get him up to 400 base bonus health and give him quite a bit of safety before going into combat, or allow him to heal back up after being in combat if he can get out of line of sight for a quick moment, healing himself up and getting back into the action quickly. It'd be really tempting to activate this in a panic moment when your HP gets low and trying to heal yourself, but the slow animation at the start makes it quite often you're going to end up dying if you're ever in line of sight of enemies when you begin this. Though it can sometimes be used if you're in a dangerous situation to quickly give yourself some self-healing and absorb shield while your healers are able to then focus in on you. Absorption is his passive ability. Each target he gets a kill or assist on gives him about 50 bonus health, and this can give him up to 200 bonus health of shielding. This means when playing as Iron Fist, it can often be very beneficial to risk it for the biscuit and take out a low HP target even if you're currently low. If you're able to kill the target that you're fighting and get that 50 boost of bonus HP, it's going to be even harder for the enemies to be able to take you down, and you should be able to get a chain of kills off on targets. His ultimate ability, Living Chi, enters him into an ascended form. After a brief channel, this effect lasts for 12 seconds. This gives him an increased attack range and changes his basic attack into that Yat Jee Chung Kuen rapid series of punches, with increased maximum HP damage dealt. In this form, you also have a severe reduction in cooldown on your dragon's defense, making it so you can activate that and gain the bonus health and deflect attacks quite a bit more often. In this form, you're extremely deadly. You do massive AoE damage with your punches, and you're able to shred through targets rather quickly. Every enemy that you kill giving you bonus health, and giving you increased defenses to be able to stop enemies from shutting you down, makes you a threat that will wipe out entire enemy teams. You are still initially rather vulnerable, and you need to be prepared to defend yourself or have your allies in a good position to help you out when you're going into this mode. You can feel really strong and might want to charge into the enemy team as soon as you've activated it, but you are rather easy to focus and take down even when you're in this form if your enemy team is not distracted and you're not effectively defensed up. So playing as Iron Fist, what are you really doing? Well, you're hanging out around your teammates. You're a really good anti-diver, and you're able to shred into targets that affect your backline. You're looking for opportunities to go in and shred the enemy tank line. That's the most effective way to be playing this character, messing up the enemy tanks and making them lose the space that they've managed to create. You can also be bouncing about and moving along walls, trying to get good lineups on the enemy backline. Although you are a tank killer, you are also really good at shredding into targets and keeping on to anybody so they're not able to escape your wrath. Depending on which healers you're up against, it might be really beneficial to be focusing in on the strategists and wiping them out quickly while enemies aren't able to lock you down. Get a couple of strikes on to distract them. If nobody responds, take them out with your combo. If somebody does come in on you, use your dragon's defense to quickly block any CC coming at you and escape with wall runs, double jumps, and your shift dash to get out of there. You don't always have to be getting a kill with this, you just need to be distracting the enemy backline. Know who you're up against and what their CC timing is like. You want to be able to use your dragon's defense to block any incoming effects that would stop you from being able to use your combos. Recognizing their powerful abilities and what you should be blocking and should be ignoring is going to be really important to mastering this character. He's a really good counter into some of the strongest tanks like Emma Frost and The Thing, since he has the ability to block very obvious incoming attacks, and those characters have rather obvious combos. You're able to shut those down and stop them from taking you out, and then shred through them as they have no means of escape. As you're learning Iron Fist, you're probably going to be dying quite a bit. He is rather squishy, and he can be easy to be taken down if you aren't playing carefully. You need to learn where your limits are, and how to move around the battlefield, and be a threat that enemies have to pay attention to, while not gaining so much attention that you're just shredded out of every fight. Your backline killing potential is not the fastest, and because your main engage tool of your dash is also your main executional tool, it can be tricky to make sure to get in, take out your target, and get out safely. You pretty much always want to either save your dragon kick or your jumps to be able to get you out, but you also need to use those abilities to get you in. While the rapid punches feels really strong, it's not actually all that effective against low HP targets. Not nearly as much so as it is as a defensive tool or the ability to take out tanks. If you're diving into the enemy backline, it's usually going to be most beneficial to stick to your basic attacks and use your kick dash to take out the targets, saving your dragon's defense for blocking incoming CC or anybody that tries to shut you down after you've gotten your kill and you're on your escape path. Or after you've taken down a strategist, if you're not in immediate danger, activating that ability and then going in on the enemy vanguards. No single strategist is going to be able to keep a vanguard up alive through your rapid attacks. Since you're really good against a lot of the different dive threats, it can be really smart to stay near your backliners if you're fighting anything like Magics, Psylocks, Spider-Man, and be able to defend your allies. If a diver comes in, you can quickly get them off of your allies with your spin kick, and then stick to them with your constant jumps and punches. Their escape isn't going to be enough to quickly get away from you unless they're Spider-Man. While he feels like a flanker, diver, backline assassin style character with his general kit, it actually executes better as a defender, as he is the defender of Kunlun. So you should be using him to protect your allies and take down the enemy vanguards, giving your team space to be able to work with and gain advantage on the objective. With this guide, you have a better understanding of how to master the Iron Fist. In the next video, we're going to talk about the god of mischief himself, Loki. Loki's a really complicated character that requires players to know quite a bit about the game, mainly because his ultimate allows him to copy any other character. And you should be able to know which characters to copy and how to use any character that you do manage to get the abilities from. We'll talk about all that next time.
Sazaze.